Hello, everyone. I guess you can hear me now. It looked like that I wasn't connected. So let's see who we have here. I guess I gotta get my head into the picture first. Okay, good. Emmanuel, hello. Male 27 Boston, thank you for that. Chris says hello, hello there. And Gato Sejas says hello, mister. Okay, Gato, is it your first time here, dear? You're welcome. We have a protocol, just lets us know your gender, how old you are, and where you're tuning in from. That gives us a little bit of information about you. Just like the one up there, Emmanuel, male, M for male, and 27, age, and Boston, where he is. And Emmanuel says 1 of 4. Okay, we'll get to that, Emmanuel. Let me go. And Joshua says male 24, Ireland. And we get back to second. Let me just say hello to everyone. Emmanuel's 2 of 4. Joshua says no. Okay, we go for that. Chris says making tea. Yes, I am. Taylor from Harrogate. Yes, that's right. I bought them again. I'd run out. There it is. If Taylor, you're watching, for heaven's sake, we need your help. Sponsor the channel. But joking aside, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, organic chamomile tea I've ever had, especially in a tea bag. Even if it's a loose one, this still heads them. You know, it's one head and shoulder above them. And even their, what is it, their peppermint tea is amazing. So having said that, our free advertisement, and we have Chris, we have Connor. Hello, Connor. All right, the countdown. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys. Let me just say hello to everyone. I'll get to the question. Sid says, hello, General. Hello, Sid. Male 32 Estonia. Good to see you, dear. And Connor says, I'm not going through a breakup, but a breakdown. Should I tell the story in short? Yes, you can. And Gatis, I got to get this name right. Gatosias. Chias. And Gatosias says, it is, yes, it is, thank you. Says, I'm male 33 Italy. Oh, come stai? Buongiorno or buonasera. Probably over there right now. It's about what? 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So, hope you're doing well. And I was a little kid when I traveled with my father, mother, and brother to Italy. And I have great memories from Italy. You all know the story of Senta per favore acqua minerale. So that's what I used to say when I was like 5-year-old, sitting at that beautiful restaurant by the ocean somewhere. I don't know where it was. And I would want to have some acqua minerale. So I would say, Senta, Senta, Senta. And when he would come, I didn't know Senta meant garçon. So when he would still come to me to see what I want, I would still say, Senta per favore acqua minerale, as if Senta was part of my request for mineral water. So I like telling that story because it reminds me of my dad. There we go. My uncle's wife was Italian, and my father's best friend, that was like my uncle. So we were all together there. I remember that. I don't know, 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 5, 6-year-olds, something like that. So, and Sid has a question. We'll get to that. Chris says, hello, Mehran, 23 Boston. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. Connor says, I'm Ahmad, 24 years old, unemployed, mechanical engineer from Jordan. I've been a subscriber since 2007. God bless you. Thank you very much for your support. Linda says, yay, I caught you again. Female, 59 Ontario. Yeah, you're on shift work. You get up early morning and you go to helping the you know, the elderly at the home care, right? Am I right? Remember it, right? And God bless you. And Cato Sejan, I gotta get this name right. Can you help me out to pronounce that? It says here it's 10 p.m. Linda says, I want to go to Italy. Anyone want to take me? There it is. Gato. So respond to her. Tell her about Italy. So now, let me go to the questions. Let me go to the question. First question is from the book authored by Emmanuel Perez is one of four. We start. Mehran, I don't know what to do. That makes two of us. So, and he says, the ex I broke up with almost 3 years ago still likes me. And according to my present parents, and I honestly wouldn't mind giving her a second chance. Two of four. Since so much time has passed, but the problem is that her mother never wanted me as her son-in-law, and I know that she still doesn't. And 3 of 4 says, I know what you're thinking. The most reasonable thing to expect is that if she loves me, she would look for me, but her mother is so evil and intimidating. And so her mother has a plan to sleep with her at night. What is going on with her mother? What is she keeping her to herself? Does she love her daughter to be with the father of her grandchild? I think you have a child with her, do you? Am I mistaken? And so I don't understand. If she really loves you, the girl, she should be talking to her mother as seriously as she can. Says, Mom, what's the matter with you? The guy likes me, and you know, and I like him, she says. Then why you standing in our way? She should say to her mom. That's her job. It's not your job, really, to make her like you. To make her mother like you, it's pretty much her job. As long as you've been a decent person, you're not having any hostile interactions with her, and I don't think you do. So if her mom is rather nuts, it's your girlfriend's job to fix that up. Otherwise, you can't have a life if she's constantly going to be butting in without positive intentions. And 4 of 4 says that neither of us has dared to make a single move to renew our broken relationship. What should we do? Does she not have a father to talk to? And what is it that the mother wants? What's her beef against you? Until you answer, I'll go to Joshua. Second in line. It says, Male 24 Ireland. I've been recently struggling to meet girl in not a bad looking guy. I take care of myself, dress well, smell good, do the best I can, but I just can't attract any girls. I'm on Tinder and stuff, but no luck. Any idea? Miram, thank you. First of all, that's really up to you. Secondly, don't change my name. My name is Mehran, Mehran, not Miram, Miram, which I don't know even if I'm pronouncing right. So, but either way, you are trying to attract girls through your physical being. Well, you say you take care of yourself, you go to the gym, or I don't know, you smell good and all that. Okay, that's the beginning. But you're supposed to try to understand what attracts girls is not just the physical attributes of a man. Girls do not choose us boys, men, in the way we seem to be only focusing on. Most men are attracted to women at the outset by their looks. And that seems to be the beginning and the end of their requirements. But girls don't choose us. So you try to present yourself the way you expect a girl to present herself to you, by being dude up, nice looking, and dressed nice, smell good. And this is what you're doing. Well, that's a given. Everybody should take care of themselves and be neat and clean and all that. But you got to work on your manners, the approach, where you approach, how you approach, when you approach. All of these are important. What you say when you sit with them, are you overexcited? Are you overzealous? Are you trying too hard? Are you not being yourself? Are you not paying attention to them, letting them speak? Are you just trying to promote yourself? Are you just trying to tell them that how entertaining you will be? These are not really necessarily all what girls look for. Girls are more sophisticated than us boys. They're looking for certainty. They're looking for manners. They're looking for someone who listens or converses with them. These are about decent girls, not girls whose head is up somewhere else that you don't know where. You're looking for a quality girl, then you gotta bond with them on a consciousness level, not on just physical level. Physical level is an invitation that you like their looks and they like yours, and then you guys get talking. But that is where things break off or sticks together. How you guys interact mentally, verbally, pay attention to each other, or make each other's mood go higher, extend positive energy. Have you thought about the energy that you bring with yourself when you're sitting with a girl? Is it energy of need or energy of getting to know you? It all makes a difference. Other than that, I don't have any other suggestions. You just keep focusing on the places, the kind of people, the approach, the type of discussions, your intentions. You shouldn't have this intention in your mind that, oh, girl, I go get her, and then just respect them as a human being, as they are, and try to get to know them and see if you have anything in common. Don't try to sell them on the stuff that who you are. Try to get to know who they are and let them find out who you are by their questions or interests that they may show. And if they don't, move on. Don't keep pushing, because it becomes disappointing to you, because when you don't get good results, you think, oh, nobody likes you. No, it's just not a good match. That's all. Don't be discouraged. Keep on going. And Chris says, making tea again. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're guessing peppermint. No, today's chamomile. So let's see how's Chris doing. Chris says, one thing that has been going through my mind is that at my age now, I'm probably not going to have any kids. Who says? What are you talking about? You're what, 40? If I remember, you're 40 years old. That's the right time to have children. I missed the boat on that. No, you didn't. One and on that one. And it's a younger man's game, so I'm struggling for purpose. No. Relax. I know we don't have to have kids, and marriage is all social conditioning, and the world in the world, and the conditioning in the world, I guess. And the world, us, or is already overcrowded. It's just finding a different purpose to the one we are conditioned to since childhood. Yeah, well, you think your purpose is here to get a girl and marry and have children. Well, that's one thing, but that's not necessarily a purpose. That's a continuation of the survival of our species, which is uh, it's programmed in our genes that happens without you having a plan for it. That's what you will be gravitating toward. That's your programming. But you have to find a purpose in your life on your own that has nothing to do with your natural instincts and programming to want to have children. That's not a purpose. That's what we do in order to keep our species survive. So your purpose would be learning what life is all about. Things that I want to share, things that I want to contribute, things that I want to pick up, things that I want to learn, things that I want to produce, things that I want to create, things that I want to help, projects I want to get engaged in, involved in, knowledge I want to learn, other enjoyments. You will figure out what is most important, and that becomes sort of your purpose. And you could have many purposes in life. It doesn't have to be just one. But getting married and have children, that's not a purpose. That's how we are. So if you think that would be a point of disappointment for you, that's not right. Because whether you do that or not, that's not a purpose. Some people do it, some people don't. But they still have purpose in their life. Purpose is your connection with nature, with life, with what you're here to accomplish. Having children and raising them well, it's one, but it's not the purpose of life. That's how life continues. So we do, we don't. Find your purpose based on what it is that you love in this world. What is it that you love about your connection with life? What is it that you love about you? You're proud of yourself, what you've done, what you've gone through, what you've accomplished. These are what determines what your purpose should be, or is, or could be. On that note, let me move on to and Chris says something very philosophical. It says, hit the thumbs up button. Whilst we're waiting, thank you. I hope I see lots of thumbs up. Why is my title here still Valentine's? Let me change this. What's the title should be, guys? Give me something. What's the title for our talks on these live talks should be? Title that it can stay there. Give suggestions. What about this? Does that show what I changed? Okay. Let's see what we have here. So we have Sid says, why does it always happen that after a breakup or cutting the cord with someone who is intimate, that I question myself, my self-worth, etc.? Of course you do. Of course you do. Imagine you've been having a certain nutritious food that you liked, you enjoyed. You might have not liked the plate it was served in, but you liked the food. And then for the purpose of, I don't know, the environment wasn't good, or the dish it was served in wasn't good, or whatever reason, you are not having that food anymore. It's not being offered in that restaurant, or however, it's not available anymore. No more food. You're going to go hungry. You're going to feel needy. And then you start appreciating that food that you weren't happy with because of the dish or whatever environment was or whatever it was. You miss that because you're now in need of nutrition. You're deprived from what was available and was making it easy for you. Food was ready, it was delicious, you were enjoying it, and somehow that is not available anymore. Now you are in need of food. So what do you feel? I'm deprived of something. You feel that you've been denied of something. And since childhood, anything that was taken away from you was a form of punishment. Now you feel you've been punished. Not because punished by that person, but the fact that that pleasure is no longer available. You feel there is something wrong with you because something good was taken away from you. And that has always been the conditioning of children, that when something is taken away from them, it was in the form of punishment. Otherwise, nothing would have been taken away from them. So every time that you are not receiving what you're used to be receiving, you think you're a bad person, that you did something bad. That's why it's been taken away. You don't even focus on the fact that I didn't want it anymore. You focus on the fact that it's not available. And that triggers, regardless of the reason at the moment, that triggers the reasons in the past. Because most of us live in our memory. We don't focus on the now and live like a dog, which is lives in the moment and sees only what's happening there, focuses only on that. But most of us, live in our memory. So regardless of what the reasoning and the situation is, we perceive it based on what was happening in similar circumstances in the past. What was the reasoning for it then? That triggers, and we get confused to focus on what the reason for the situation that we're going through now is, and we think this is because of the reasons that I've been experiencing in the past, which was a punishment, which meant I have done something bad, which meant I'm not a good person. Now you're more mature and more analytical, so you now come down on yourself even harder. I must have done something wrong, because you take responsibility for things, and you find yourself responsible to fix everything. So it must be me, and I have to fix it. And then you can't fix it because it's not got to do anything with you really necessarily. It's a two-way street, and then you come down on yourself even harder, because not even that I'm being punished by not getting the food or the thing that I had, I'm also unable to fix it, that I'm not capable at all then. So first, I'm not getting what I used to, which I miss, I liked. And now I feel I'm incapable of fixing it, which makes me feel incapable, makes me feel having lost the value in my own mind about myself because I'm not able to fix it. As if you're supposed to expect to be able to fix everything that happens in life. And why you want to fix it, not because it's the right match, is because your ego wants you to fix it, because ego wants to have everything. And because you can't comply to that, then you feel there's something wrong with you, because the ego says, well, see, you're not capable. you simply have to face the fact that not everything in this world has to have an answer. I don't have to fix everything. How many times you guys come up with something in your mind that you didn't invite it, something negative, something that to you is not appreciated, is not wanted, is not pursued, and it's an unwanted thought that comes to your mind. How many of you believe that? And then you look for answer. What does it mean? What does it mean to you? This thought that came to my mind about whatever, about somebody not like me, somebody says something bad about me. What if they think that way? What if my sexuality is not what I'm thinking it is? These are thoughts. And how many of you believe it? You do. Why? Because it's your thought. You think it's your thought. Because you expect everything to be true, actual, facts. And because it's happening on the screen of your mind, it comes to your mind, is a thought in your mind, and you think, therefore, you're responsible for having created it, which you're not. Thoughts appear out of nowhere. It has nothing to do with you. Most thoughts actually have no credibility, no basis on truth, don't have any credibility at all. But we believe them because they happened in our thoughts, in our heads. And we think whatever happens in our head, whatever appears in our head, in the screen of our mind, the pictorial that we see, the suggestion we receive, it must have credibility because it's in my head. And my head is part of me. And I'm a good person. I'm honest. I'm truthful. Therefore, what happens in my head must also have a truth base. It doesn't. It's bullshit. Thought has nothing to do with you. Thought has no credibility whatsoever, zero. Thoughts appear about 70,000 pieces or topics a day. You think every one of them you actually created? No, they just appear. That's what brain does. Material process creates thoughts out of the inventory of your consciousness. The library being your consciousness, so many books are in there that either by you or by somebody else, or somehow it was deposited in that library. You saw a movie, you read a newspaper, you saw it on news, you heard it here and there, you went to school. All that are the sources for those information to be deposited in your consciousness. The books to be deposited in the library being your consciousness, the books having found their way in the library being thoughts. And these books could be open and you could see them. It has nothing to do with you. It was introduced into that library. But you believe them because it's my library. But it's your library. You just accumulate information. You don't write them. You don't make them. 70,000 a day of these sort of thoughts come to your head. And none of them have occurred. But you, the only thing that you should focus is that you are the judge. The thoughts that appear in your head are not judgments. They're suggestions. They're negative thoughts. They're thoughts of all sorts. But it is up to you to see which one worth pondering, considering, or which one just not at all, pass by. But you do believe them, don't you? And this is one of those things. It comes to your mind that you think my self-worth must have been the reason that this situation has turned into this way. No. It's two-way street. Your ego and your desire for pleasure is now getting involved. Your desire for pleasure says, where's that pleasure? Your intimacy that you had. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, you got to have it because I want it. I want the pleasure. And the ego says, well, you got to have it because I want to feel good. And puts you down that, oh, you can't have it. Then therefore you're not as good as the other ones because she must have left you for somebody else, or you're not good enough. These are the thoughts that comes in. These are the smallest thoughts. All kind of shitty thoughts comes to mind. But you're not supposed to believe any of these things because thoughts are not a production of you by choice. Thoughts are there because that's what brain does, creates thoughts. And most thoughts are just simply refuse of the function of the brain. Just like when you eat something, it goes in there and creates energy, and the rest of the stuff that is not turned into energy is as a form of refuse. It just has to be flushed out. Go to the bathroom, do your business, and flush it out. Thought is a refuse that is being flushed out. But by mistake, you think of it as, oh, it's a real deal. Just like thinking that your shit in the bathroom is the actual food that you should supposed to be entertained and take it. It's not. That's a refuse. Let it go. Thoughts come up with all kinds, and you are supposed to be the judge to pick the ones that is useful for you, or any kind of a meaning to it for whatever you are supposed to do or you're interested in. And the ones that you're not interested, obviously they are the refuse. You're not supposed to ponder on the ones that you're not interested in, and it serves no purpose. You're supposed to not take them seriously and consider it and see the fact of it, which is the refuse. Let them go, just like you flush the stuff in the toilet. But you get stuck with it because you say, oh, it's here, so it must be worth something for me. No, anything else in life, you make a judgment. You go to a restaurant, they put something in front of you. Even if it's you ordered it, but you check and see, oh, it doesn't smell good. Oh, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look clean. The ingredients doesn't. You will make a judgment and tell them to come and take it away. Everything else, from the moment you wake up, you judge. But your thoughts, you don't judge your thoughts. A given. The thought comes to my mind that I am this or I'm that. Suddenly you believe it? What is that supposed to mean? How come when other people call you something, you make a judgment? You get affected. But then eventually you come to yourself, what the nonsense is that? I'm not that. But when your own thought suggests something ridiculous to you, you somehow think, oh, maybe I should, maybe I am. What does that mean? Is that... Simply, you guys have to understand, thoughts have no intelligence. So what comes to your mind, Sid? It's one of those things again. You're supposed to be the judge of it and say, no, it doesn't matter what the thought tries to suggest to me that my worth and value, I have to reconsider. No. I focus on my worth and value in order to understand that. Not focusing on the idea or suggestion of a thought is making based on the fact that I'm deprived of some nutrition or something, and then I feel like, that girlfriend must have been the right girl and I must have lost my value. Why should you think that way? Why don't you focus on what brings you value? All the things you've accomplished in life, all the hardships that you've gone through, all these obstacles that you've overcome. These are what makes you who you are, not a fucking thought coming to your mind, and you're supposed to take that seriously. Why? What credibility? Oh, because it appeared in my head. Really? So whatever appears on your television is the responsibility of the production of your television set? You produced it, your television set produced it, or it's just the television set is a receiver and receives all kinds of things that other satellites are sending. So it receives it. But because it shows on its screen doesn't mean it has produced it. Same thing, you have a screen that is capable of receiving all kinds of thoughts. Worthy or unworthy, shitty or not, all kinds of things. You're supposed to understand that it's got nothing to do with you. You choose what suits you, what doesn't, you let go. Simple. What you're interested, what you're not interested, simply is clear to you. And the rest of it, you can't be weak-minded to allow a suggestion of a thought that appears out of nowhere, random, especially that we do have one other side of us, which is a negative thought, is trying to attack us all the time to show that it's alive by attacking us and making us wonder and take the thought seriously. When you understand all this, you understand that you can be free from all these nonsense by understanding how your brain works, how your thoughts works. They have no credibility. And you can simply relax on that. Just anything that shows up in your mind doesn't mean you're supposed to pay attention to it. All right. Sid says, why does it bother so much when I want the other person to think of me, to miss me? Because you are basing your worth and value on the attention of the others. Your worth and value is independent of the attention of others. And the attention of others translates to pleasure. And pleasure is most sought after thing in our life. We run on pain and pleasure. And because pleasure is what you want, and the attention of others brings pleasure for you, I mean, the match, the girlfriend that you want, not just anybody paying attention. You're not seeking attention by just, other people. Attention of this particular person. So, and that represents pleasure to you, so you want that. But you should detach your worth and value to pleasure. And your worth and value should be independent of any other pleasure. Because then, if somebody, let's say it's addicted on a drug, and it can't get that drug since it's not valuable, because I'm not happy. Why? Because I'm not getting the pleasure from that drug. And then when you get it, you say, oh, I'm good, I'm really valuable because I got this pleasure. And that pleasure is coming from drug, from some nasty shit. But because it gives you certain kind of pleasure, you think then it has made you feel value. You're favored with something pleasurable which gives you value. That's how human being thinks. The more fun I have, the more valuable I am. That's why most people are going after fun things, because they think by having more fun things, they'll be more valuable, instead of thinking that by accomplishing the things they want to accomplish in this life, affecting the society in a positive way, affecting their loved one and the people around them in a positive way, accomplishing the goals that they've set out to accomplish. These are what makes them valuable. Instead, they get hooked on the idea of lazy assness, that fun is value, because pleasure makes me happy. Therefore, when I'm happy, I feel there's nothing else I need to do, because that's the top end of the value, they think. That's a misconception. That's why you get misled, and you constantly are focused on who gives me attention to feel good about myself. And when your girlfriend doesn't miss you, you say, oh, she has to miss me before I can feel good about myself. All right. I think before I get lost in that, I get out of that. And Connor says, I am Ahmed, 24-year-old, unemployed, mechanical engineer from Jordan. I have been a subscriber from 2007. Yeah, we read that. That's wonderful. I thank you very much for your support. And we go to Tobias. Have you guys subscribed? If you haven't, please do. If you haven't clicked on like, please do. Understand and remember that this channel talks about things to do with thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, what they are, how they are interrelated, how they affect us in our daily life. And we use all that information to move on to helping ourselves to understand why we feel the way we do after a breakup or a divorce, how to move on, how to make a better life for ourselves, and be positive and regain our balance and be happy again. We have over 1,600 videos on this channel. Pretty much anything you can think of after breakup under the sun, we've got a video on it. Just go on my search engine of my channel, type in how you feel, a word, one word, what it is that confuses you or bothers you or makes you ponder, or you're thinking about, you're concerned about, and they're bound to be video about it, like how to move on, or missing girlfriend, or devastated, or whatever. Just try it. You will see there's videos of all kinds. And we have about 500, let's say 430 or more live talks. And each live talk we've discussed maybe 10 or 20 questions at least in each. So we have something about 10,000 questions on the live talks alone, 1,600 videos and topics, about 11,000 to 12,000 questions and videos and topics discussed on this channel. They're all free for you, ready to go. Live talks are also free. But if you wanted more, you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com. Click on Talk to Mehran via Skype, make an appointment, and talk to me on Skype. We'll explore whatever it is that's concerning you together on Skype, one-on-one. If you make a 1-hour appointment, I'll throw in another hour. You will have 2 hours to discuss if you're a new client. And of course, you have a email support system on the site as well. You can write your situation, a short letter, not a long one, and that'll cost you something nominal. And then I will record a response, maybe about 5 to 8 minutes. That's the maximum I can send through an email. And then you will have your response via recording. And of course, you can have a chance to take a look at the books I've written on the site, mind@sixtruth.com. Look at table of contents and click on the other button that gives you a chance to read a sample chapter of the books. And if you like it, you can purchase them either on print, which is shipping included. They're heavy, that's why it's a little bit expensive. But then I'll sign it for you and send it. And anywhere in the world, shipping is included. Unless it's Antarctica, I guess that will be a little bit more expensive. And otherwise, or you can try the ebooks, which is 1/10 of the price, and that'll be quickly coming to you. If you had any problem with the ebook links, don't panic. Just send me an email, and we'll send it to you right away via email. So until then, let's continue what we have here. So Tobias says, male 24 from Germany. You've been here before, Tobias, long time ago, I believe, yeah? And says, currently going through law school. It's getting pretty tough towards the end. Any tips on staying motivated? Yes, that what you're having in front of you is going to turn into what you put in your mouth. That's going to be food on the table. That's going to be your ticket to cinemas. That's going to be your ticket to traveling to wherever you like to travel. That's going to be the ticket to pay your rent. That's going to be your independence. That's going to be a ticket to having a car. That's going to be how you can go on a date and pay for it and enjoy and do things that you like to do. Buy a house and live your life. That's the foundation of the structure that you want to build in this life experience. To have that shelter, then they create more. Bring that security for yourself. That psychological security also comes from your ability to provide for yourself to some extent. So translate what you're doing into what your life will be because of what you're doing. Instead of just focusing on, I'm learning this because, no, understand why you're learning it. Translate what you're doing to the benefits it's going to bring to you, and then you'll be highly motivated to do a great job at it because you want to have all those goodies that brings you pleasure and comfort and relatively psychological security and physical security for you. That is why you're studying. When you understand why you're studying, what's the effect of it on your life, then you don't need motivation. It's something you want to spend your time on it, not having an excuse to study, but want to study, because that's where you get your freedom. You know, we all got to get that down path, and that's your way of making your money and bringing all the goodies you want for you, your future family, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in this life. And Linda says, Lol, I love your laugh. Yes, I do too. Sometimes I go in front of the mirror, I just laugh when I'm when I want to motivate myself. Now, some could call that crazy. However, it depends on which angle you look at it. Baby Yoga says, what's Mehran? What do you mean, what's Mehran? Baby Yoga, you mean what's up? So you missed a word in there. Chris says, oh, I see. Oh, Baby Yoga wanted to, what is Mehran? Oh, Mehran is my name, yeah. Thank you, Chris. And Connor says, I liked a girl, but I can't confess because I'm unemployed. You can't confess? And she is stunning nurse who has everybody's eyes on her. Then go get employed. Simple. That's your motivation. You're now motivated to make something better out of yourself. So in other words, go do your damnedest you can to get employed, and then you have more confidence, and then you can maybe ask her for coffee or tea or just say hello. That's all. Don't turn life into such a big dependent on other people's view of you. Whether she wants to go out with you or not, that's good or bad. Okay, great feeling or not. But that's the end of it. Move on to your life. There's so many other things that you can accomplish and enjoy and wonder. Don't turn it all summed up into this date or this person or this. Don't limit life to just a certain kind of pleasure that you're hoping. It's like saying you're so hungry, but unless I have this particular kind of food, then I'm not going to eat. What? You're still going to eat. Just don't limit your need for nutritional values and satisfaction to this particular food in this particular restaurant. Go on other places. If it's full, don't have any more food, or it's you can't get in, go somewhere else and enjoy the great food that is out there, all kinds of wonderful food. So don't limit yourself to like your happiness depends on just being able to go out with this girl or not. So big deal. That's pleasure talking. That's desire and ego trying to dominate your way of living, and you don't allow it because you are the boss of the ego and desire, not the other way around. You make decision which thing to go after, which not your ego or desire. Understand, they're part of you, not you part of them. Emmanuel says, my ex does have a father, but he himself is at the feet of his wife. Oh my goodness. In other words, he's like her son, so none of us can count on him because he's not doing the role of a man very well. All right, if he's not of any authority or has any way of communicating to his wife to bring her attention to the mistake that she's possibly making, then you simply go and talk to her. Say, listen, what is going on here? Am I correct? You have a child with this young lady, and you somehow can't enforce visitation rights with the legal system. I guess you said some things about it in the other live streams. But I think perhaps you discuss this with your, maybe you write what you want to write. Don't promise anything in writing. That's an evidence of some promise. Just discuss why you think that the relationship should be balanced, and where is she hoping with this behavior to offer her daughter. Where is she leading by this way of not letting you and her daughter be together? Is she going to be acting as the daughter's husband? Is she going to find another boyfriend for her? She is a woman who needs her own life. So by her interfering in it, she's depriving the daughter that she claims she loves so much and all that, yeah? So just say what you want to say nicely, diplomatically, politely, but give it to your girlfriend to give it to the mother, and what's going to happen? It's very polite letter and with logical points in there. That's all you have to do. All right, guys, I gotta cut it down because I have a meeting coming on. All right. Kaz says, hello, my friend. Great channel. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, please talk about this channel on the other live chats or wherever it is that you can do. Maybe if you have connections with the media, let them know about this channel, the contents what we cover here, and let them maybe do some kind of a I don't know, report on us in a way, or interview me or something, so we can get this channel on the books. Kalani, where the heck have you been? I've been thinking about you and hoping that you're all well. Says, what's up, my brother from another mother? Still been watching, still been watching your channel, but never got to catch your live stream. I hope you're doing good. Still love your channel, Kalani27 Hawaii, and thank you very much. Mahalo. And I've been missing you guys, you here, and I was hoping that you're all well and doing good, and I trust that it is so. Joshua says, thank you very much. You're welcome. Connor says, but getting married with someone you love can be a purpose. No. That's not a purpose. That is becoming a slave to an idea. That is a wonderful thing to do if that comes up, but that is not a purpose. That's part of life, pleasure, journey, experience, and could be part of your goal and purpose, but not the entirety of the purpose. That is your duty. That's your love. That's what you want to do. And whatever you do is to bring comfort to that family. Yes, that can be considered part of your purpose. But if it doesn't work, then you shouldn't say, well, I lost my purpose. No, there are other purposes in life. So that is part of, not the entirety of. It's a two different thing. Connor says something funny. Yeah, I don't know why the Valentine's Day. Anyway, I changed the thing here. I changed the title. And Linda says, I'm dyslexic. Sorry, Mehran. Why? What happened? What did you do? Mehran rocks and more. Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like a rock star. Thank you very much. That was my impression of Elvis Presley. Emmanuel said, I miss your suit. Well, here, I'll loan it to you. You go wear it. And Chris says, I haven't been able to move on from thinking about my ex. It's not that you haven't been able to, you just didn't want to because it was cozy and you were lazy, you didn't want to go on, you just thought, oh, let me live in my memory. That's easier than just going out trying to make a reality out of my life. Yeah, Chris? That's it, isn't it? Don't deny it. Say yes. And says, my ex, sadly, it's been months. I feel like she was everything, or really, she was everything. She's the air you breathe, really. If she's not in your life for 2 days, you still be alive. But if you can't breathe for about 1 minute, you're going to be really feeling what's everything in your life means. And says, she was everything I wanted, and we had a special connection. Okay. But I messed up, and we ended up breaking up. You messed up. So why you messed up? Okay, you messed up. All right. So you go on and you learn from it, go to another. If it's really that big of a mess that it can't be reconciled, okay. Chris says, I've tried going out on dates, but it's not the same. Well, of course it's not the same, but you'll be fine. I feel like no one will compare to her. Why? They do. You don't compare anyone to her, but they think they're even far superior than her, because the most important person in everyone's life is themselves. They're not going to say, yeah, listen, remember your ex-girlfriend? We are not as good as her. Nobody says that. You say that. And you should stop that. You should get to know those people, amazing, wonderful women that you meet, and see who they are. And see if you're compatible. See if you can measure up to them, rather than constantly trying to see if they measure up to your ex. If the ex was so good, why is she not with you? So what they've got one over your ex is that they're here. They haven't rejected you and they haven't said no, they haven't broke up with you. That one has. So that one is disqualified. These ones are in the game. That's how you should look at it. And he says, I feel like no one will compare to I have been depressed since then. Every day I think about her. This is torture. Well, you don't have to think about her. You don't need to think about her. You think you do, but you don't. Why? Because you are being controlled by your desire and ego, not by you. Understand what your psyche is put together, how your psyche is put together. Your thoughts are meaningless. They're not a judgment. They're not a direction. They're just a suggestion based on whatever the thought has gathered, based on your desire and your ego, and based on your fears. It has nothing to do with the fact that they come from you or you actually agree with those thoughts. But because they appear in your head, you think you're bound to agree with them because they're your thoughts. They're not your thoughts. They're thoughts out there that your brain can simply put pictorial to it. It's a screen that can receive these suggestions. But you're the judge to which one to actually pay attention to or pass by. Thought means nothing. So you think you're depressed. You think nobody can be better than you. Who died and left your thoughts in charge of truth and fact and actuality and possibilities and so whatever else is real in life? Thoughts have no existence. They have no reality. They're a bunch of bullshit. And you're actually basing your life by believing in the bullshit and thinking that is true. Why? Because it happened to be in my shitty head. You have to understand, just because it's appeared in you doesn't mean it is good for you. When you eat, you have poo-poo. Is that good for you? It's in you. Part of you. How come you don't think that's good for you? Go and shut it out. And you flush the toilet because you're absolutely sure that not everything that is created in you is supposed to stay in you. And you get rid of it. Thoughts are the same. Many, many millions of them are just there. They're in you. The screen of your brain what is it? Puts it out there for you to see. But doesn't mean that they're actually of any substance or truth or fact or actuality or credibility. Gotta treat them like you treat the exhaust, refuse. You guys gotta understand the relationship you have with your thoughts. The thoughts are not you. Thoughts are not credible. Thoughts are not facts. Thoughts are not judgment. Thoughts are not truth. Thoughts are just material process. It happens, creates. That's what the brain does. Constantly picks up all these things and brings thoughts. And because we have negative side, negative thoughts gets in there and that more shit comes out of it. That many of us get bogged down with it and believe it and they start questioning everything. From this to that, including our sexuality, is questioned because a thought appeared. And now we think, oh, what does that mean? That means I'm not this sex, I'm that sex. You get all these thoughts in your head, which they actually mean nothing. You're the judge. What you're interested, what you are, is that what you entertain. The rest, you don't. Doesn't matter how many times thoughts appear in your head. You are not going to be changed because suggestions or thoughts, somehow a glitch that creates all these unwanted negative thoughts in your head. You're not supposed to follow that. Thought is supposed to follow you, meaning you make a judgment on which thought you decide to pay attention to and the rest you don't. Thoughts are not judgments. They're just refuse. You got to treat them that way. And Linda says, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Move on, let it go. All right. Ben Ismaili or Smiley says, hi, hope you remember me. Yes, I do. I somewhat. Just wanted to say hi. Wish you the best in life. Thank you very much, dear. Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. And Gatosejas, or that's the best I can pronounce this. Your words help me so much in this moment of my life. Thank you. You're quite welcome. And Emmanuel says, if my ex was strong enough, she will tell her mother that she still loves me, but she doesn't have the guts. Everybody in that house is afraid of that woman. Well, then she got to come to her senses, the girl that you like, and talk to her mom. Otherwise, you can write a letter and properly written and no weird words or undiplomatic words, and give it to your girlfriend to give it to her mom. And if she has any brain, she will. But let the girlfriend read it first, and then give it to her mom, so she will know what you said, and then her mom becomes very unreasonable in her eyes, and that will start changing things. Imani says, everybody there has been afraid of her except me, and because of that's why she hates me. She's probably used to people being afraid. Yeah, don't be afraid of her. It is as though she acknowledges that she's very intimidating. Yeah, okay. Don't worry about it. Just live your life. And if she doesn't, well, just move on. And Psyche says, hello, sir. How to deal with fear of death? Listen, we can talk about it later. This is a big topic. In the meantime, you can perhaps take a look at my videos and just type in death and see what comes out of it. Guys, I got to go. I've got an appointment. I'll look forward to talk to you guys next time. I wonder if it's going to be today, tomorrow, or tonight. Either way, I thank you very much for being here, letting me share a thing or two with you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. I should have said that at the end. So in the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.